Geeks Gone Raw.
So I was on Facebook today and I saw that Knox posted something about Nick Cannon or whatever. And, you know, Nick Cannon got fired basically for, talking on a podcast or something, speaking anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. Now this isn't new for anyone, anyone who understands the type of person that Nick Cannon is. This isn't new at all. You know, as a black person, I know those black Israelite types.
Yeah.
And those black Israelite types are very anti-Semitic. Very. And like, even to like, you know, like a lot of those Nation of Islam, like Farrakhan. Farrakhan be saying some real shit sometimes until he starts talking anti-Semitic, and it's just like, bruh, I can't roll with you on this. So this is for a black person. This is nothing. This is not anything I've never seen before. But see, here's the thing. I posted that. I was just kind of like, yo, you know, these Hotep niggas basically, like, it's like, come on, man, we don't fucking listen to them when they talk, because all they do is talk a whole bunch of nonsense. So anybody who thinks that Nick Cannon actually speaks for anyone is like, for real. Like we have black people as a whole ain't gave a fuck about Nick Cannon since Drumline, the first one. That second one is an abomination. For someone who loves black college marching bands, the second movie is a fucking abomination. It was a made for VH1 movie, I believe.
Well, Dave Chappelle's son thinks that Nick Cannon is hilarious.
Yeah, he does. So he posted that, and then I said something, and then somebody on somebody that follows Knox started talking about, well, Black Twitter was supporting him, and I was like, you are painting a very broad brush by saying Black Twitter is supporting. Like, we don't fuck with Hotep niggas. Like, what are you talking about? And then it's like, well, just you know, because I said it was a broad brush, she said, well, just look up Black Twitter and you'll see what I'm talking about, or some bullshit like that, she said. So I looked up Black Twitter, and like, Black Twitter is looking up they're still talking about the Will and Jada shit and the August Alsina dude. Now, I'm pretty sure as a white person, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's been on my Facebook.
Okay. So, like, Black Twitter seems to be talking about that, and the only thing that I've seen in support of Nick Cannon is a couple of tweets, the same tweet actually, from the Wildin' Out page, which is Nick Cannon's show. So of course they will be in support of Nick Cannon. I looked up the Black Twitter hashtag. I seen absolutely nothing else in support of Nick Cannon at all. Just nothing. So like, I'm asking this lady, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like, she didn't really have an answer, and she didn't even know what Wildin' Out is. So I'm just kind of like, well, you just painted black people as like, yeah, we support Nick Cannon. Now there are some famous people that seem to support Nick Cannon, and you know, Nick Cannon is already very well paid.
Right.
Yeah, he's already very well paid. So like, in, you know, most of our broke ass is like, we don't need to defend Nick Cannon on anything. Like, that dude has been paid, you know, that dude has been paid for a long time. So and that's probably before he started getting spousal support from Mariah Carey. I think I read that somewhere. That could be wrong. But like the whole Nick Cannon thing is like, and like when I got to work, there was a couple of my white coworkers talking about Nick Cannon, and I'm just like, yo, y'all really have no idea who the Black Israelites are. And like this shit is like real deal. They are about this life. The anti-Semitism part of it. So like that's all I really had to say on that. Just like, I don't, like people are just going way too far with like, even talking about Nick Cannon. Like why the fuck do we even need to speak about Nick Cannon? He got fired because of some shit he said. The end. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, they say, Jews run entertainment. You start talking crazy about Jews, they're gonna get you the fuck out of here. Like, what's so hard about this? Like, there's a line in All About the Benjamins, right? Mm-hmm. There's a line in All About the Benjamins, and the line is like, it's censored even on the album version of this song. And he said, you should do what we do, stack chips like Hebrews. And, but that line, especially the word Hebrews, is blotted out in every version of the song. I don't know if there's a version that you can find that still has that, at least that word in there.
I mean, it's probably on the master copies that haven't been released.
Yes, it's probably on a master somewhere, but like that line is there because like Clive Davis, who's Jewish, was over I guess they said it was Clive Davis was the one who said it, who was over the record company at large, said like, you can talk what you want to about your people, but you're not going to talk about mine. And so like, if it came down to that with just one line, which wasn't even that bad, like, but like, he was trying to get rid of the myth that, that Jewish people are money hungry.
Right.
So that line, you should do what we do, stack chips like Hebrews. And just like that line in itself isn't offensive, but a Jewish person at the top of the entertainment, at the top of entertainment said, you're not going to do this to my people. What did you think we're talking shit to fucking Jewish people was actually going to do to you, period? You know what I mean? Like that one line wouldn't fly in All About the Benjamins. And so what did you think was just talking reckless was going to do? And then again, like, who the fuck cares about Nick Cannon? Like, I know people who watch Wildin' Out. Like, I'll watch a clip from Wildin' Out.
I just thought of something. You know what's funny is, like, they were talking about that, but then if it was, like, dude from Duck Dynasty getting fired, it's First Amendment rights, and then Nick Cannon can say, and get fired, and they don't even bat an eye.
Yeah, it's just like this whole thing is just kind of stupid, and like I guess the country has gone stupid at this point. Like, period, all around the board, people have gone stupid. I think the Will and Jada shit is fucking stupid. I think it's highly fucking dumb, and I don't even know why we still talking about this. Because okay, that dude came out and said that him and Jada had a relationship. Will was cool with it. And then, they didn't say anything. They put out, somebody from PR said that it wasn't true. And then they did that red table talk shit where they actually talked about this shit. But I'm like this. With that red table talk, they had time to prepare. And regardless of what you think about her and her acting ability, Will Smith is a world-class fucking actor. World class. In most cases, some people think that Will Smith is one of our best actors.
Right.
So like, why do you think that why would you think that, like, with time to prepare, you have two actors on camera basically making some shit up to deflect the fact that they have an open marriage.
I thought that was like common knowledge from like years ago.
Yeah, the open marriage is very common knowledge. So like the idea that like, but like most people don't understand that shit. Most your regular ass don't understand an open marriage. So they basically put on a fucking show for people. They clean put on a show for people, and people were like, you see Will Smith's face? He was hurt. I was like, yeah, I've seen that fucking face before. On I Am Legend when he had to kill his fucking dog. That was pain. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen this shit before. I also
heard that they kept sharing that face, but then that was just him sitting back listening. Yeah. A serious face.
Yeah, but they were trying to say that while he was listening, you could see the pain on his face. And I'm just kind of like, Will Smith is one of the greatest actors alive right now. You know what I mean? Like, Will Smith is an actor. Like, yes, he's an entertainer all around. He can rap and, he makes songs that people like and all that kind of stuff, getting jiggy with it. But like, at the end of the day, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are actors. Like, and even if you don't believe in her acting ability, if you've ever watched Gotham, she can turn that shit on. Because her acting as Fish Mooney in fucking Gotham is like, yo, that's Jada Pinkett right there. Like, yo, she's really, really putting this shit on. So,
the pinnacle, Scream 2, man.
Nah, I can't say that. Come on now. Is any great actors in Scream 2? Well, all right, hold on. The dude who played Cotton is not in Scream 2, right? Is he in Scream 2?
Yeah, he's actually in Scream 2 more than he is Scream 1.
Okay. Oh, that dude's an actor. I can't think of his name right now. That dude's an actor.
Liev Schreiber, I think his name is.
Yes. That dude. With the exception of the Wolverine movie where he plays Sabretooth, like, that is an actor.
It's kind of hard to pull off Sabretooth there. I gotta give
Well, I mean, it's a little bit easier when the previous dude who did it was just a wrestler who had really no acting ability, and he did it all right in X1.
Yeah.
So I think all of this shit is just kind of fucking stupid, and like, like all of this stuff keeps getting blown up. Like, my timeline was just all Jada, Will, or that August dude who, like, apparently he's some sort of artist, and I've never heard. I probably have heard a song that he's been on before, but I can't name a song of his. Like, if you say, like, gun to your head, name an August Alsina song. Like, the same way, like, gun to your head, name 2 Nick Cannon songs. 2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't name you a second. I only know the first one. That's Gigolo. That's only because R. Kelly was there. That's the only reason why I know what Gigolo is.
I couldn't have named one, but
yeah, I only know Gigolo, and that's only because R. Kelly. I can't name you no other Nick Cannon song. And somebody said, well, he did a whole bunch of songs going at Eminem, and I was like, yeah, but can you name any of those songs? Can you just give me one title, just one? I was like, you know what I mean? Like, he's done several songs going at Eminem, but like, can you name the title of one of those songs? Just one.
He was on like, All That.
He was not. Was he on All That?
Yeah, like in the 2000s, but when nobody was watching.
Did I ever tell you that my homeboy from around the way, his daughter is on All That now?
Really? Actually, I watched some few episodes of the new All That with my son because he's starting to get more into even some of the stuff I don't really like, but I'm like, it's cool. You're watching stuff like around your age, you know what I mean? But yeah, they do stuff that is applicable to kids today, but it's still got the spirit of old All That, especially just with their wordplay and stuff. Mm-hmm. Especially they had this thing to where it was DJ Khaled and Carly B, but it was like vegetables and shit.
Carly B? Cardi.
Oh yeah, Cardi B. I was thinking of because he also watches Carly.
DJ Salad.
Yeah. I was about to get into the joke, but he also watches like the Carly, iCarly or whatever. So that's why I said Carly.
My daughter used to watch iCarly back in the day. She used to be all about that shit.
But yeah, it was like DJ Salad and Cardi Beef, and it was all these like vegetable and like meat puns, and it was actually, to me, I don't know if I was just into my kid's shit, but there was some like pretty top level puns in that shit. You're muted.
Oh, I know I'm muted. I was just telling my girlfriend that she was snoring in the background, and this microphone picks up everything.
Okay. But yeah, like it's not for us, but I can still see that the attention to detail was still there, like it was in the original.
Okay. Yeah, my homeboy Adam, who lived like he lived on the next block, and we were in the same grade, and even we sat near each other the little bit of time that I was in band in middle school. But like I knew Adam from like around the way. And he is a band director in Atlanta, and his daughter is like supremely talented. Like she makes music, she writes her own songs, and she performs her own songs. Mm-hmm. And I believe her mother is a singer also, and she's also an actress. She was in Harriet, the Harriet Tubman movie. Mm-hmm. And she's been in some other little things, but she plays in all of that. Her name is Aria. Huh. She's the little black girl, like, right, you know what I mean? Like, she's the little black girl. But that's my homeboy who, is my homeboy, made a way for himself, and now he's making a way for his kids, man. I think that's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
To even just be connected to a situation like that, and to like say, hey, I know that guy, is just kind of fucking dope.
Oh, Kel was back on there, and like, cause you seen the kids, and they were giving their all, whatnot, and then when he came back as like the old janitor dude, you could still see that he was just on fire, man. He was giving it his all in that janitor role.
that dude is like, I mean, I don't know. I just said this before, but like that dude is supremely talented, and it's just like I don't know why his career didn't take off like Keenan's did. But Keenan went, eventually he went to the adult all that role, right, playing in Saturday Night Live. But I don't know why Keenan's career didn't take off like his did. And Mikel's career didn't take off like his did. And as I understand, Keenan is not going to be on SNL that much longer.
Well, he's been on there for a while.
Yes, he has.
But if you kind of look at it in a way, when I was younger, I always saw Kenan and Kel as like the young Ice Cube, and it was like the young Friday. They had that same.
Yeah, because like Kenan was more like the Ice Cube, and Kel was more the Chris Tucker Smokey type character, and kind of the wacky.
Even though we know Chris Tucker from when but he didn't go as far as Ice Cube as well. You know what I mean?
Well, Chris Tucker ran into some money problems. I think he filed I think he ran into some real problems after like Rush Hour and all of that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. He ran into some real problems, and I think he ended up finding Jesus and like backed away after he really found Jesus like that.
Yeah.
So like he hasn't really been really been a lot in the public eye. But I got another homeboy who is a pastor, and he travels a lot, and I know he has actually like posted pictures on Facebook and stuff like that with meeting all kinds of people, and Chris Tucker was one of those people. I think at one year, like a few years ago, he actually spent Thanksgiving with Chris Tucker's family or some shit like that. It's something like real crazy, but like, these are people that I know that I went to school with. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of crazy to like be in the, to like know these people, and they have connections to these other people and these other things, But yeah, but I think Chris Tucker found Jesus, and he's about that life right now, and not about the Smokey situation. But yeah, I think after a lot of that stuff, I think Chris Tucker has some money problems, and that's part of the part of the reason why he kind of went away. Kind of the same way, what happened with Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes was taxes. Like, you know, they really came after him hard for taxes. Like, he was in jail. And it was just like, yeah, you want me to get the money to get these taxes, but you're going to put me in jail where I can't work to get the money to pay the taxes. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's like putting niggas in jail on child support. It's like, yeah, you want me to pay child support. All right, cool. But then you're going to put me in jail. And like, well, while I'm in jail, I can't make no child support. So like when you finally let me out, and I know a lot of people that are in jail for child support, unless you owe like a ridiculous amount of money, it's not like you're there for that long.
Right.
But like just the fact that I'm here means I'm not working. And then like, you know, in the process of the fucking child support shit, I could have lost my put me in jail. I could have lost my job. And now it's going to be harder for me to get you this child support. So I'm still in trouble.
Right.
So like that the whole child support, man, don't get me started on the whole child support thing. And I'm not even on child support, but I am in a Black fathers group on Facebook. And like I hear what some of these brothers got to go through.
Yeah.
And it's like, bruh, I'm so envious. I mean, I'm so grateful that I don't have to live that life, you know?
Right.
It's just kind of crazy. I have, you know, I at the end of the day, I'm grateful to have the life that I have. It may be changing at some point. But like, I'm still grateful every day to have the life that I have, because I could have been in a way worse situation than I am. And that's being thankful for not just my circumstance, but for the people that I'm around.
Right.
You know, like, you know, when you have good people around, even if you're in a situation that's not quite working, I'm still totally fucking grateful to the people that I'm around, because I could have been in a way worse situation than this shit right now.
Yeah.
And so, but I see what a lot of people go through, and that shit, it just sounds like just a constant torture of like having to deal with a whole bunch of shit. I don't know if I told this story on the show before, but I had a gentleman, like when I was in storage, in like the early days of storage, when I used to work for Public Storage. This is the first storage company that I worked for. I had a gentleman tell me that he is some sort of an engineer. I think he was like a network engineer. So like he worked with computers. He made a ton of money. And he said that he paid $1,300 a month for his child support. $1,300. But he was a network engineer and he made a lot of money.
Right.
So he said he paid that much for his child support. And, you know, but I think he said it started off at 9, but when he got his new job, she went back in to get some more money. So he was paying like $900 already as like a junior, the entry level network engineer. So that tells you probably how much money he's actually paying. He actually made. But he ended up paying like 13. And then he said that when she got to be a teenager, her and the mom had a falling out, and the mom was like, well, you got to go live with your dad. So he was like, hell yeah, I'm going to hit her in the head for some child support. So he files child support on her. Now granted, he was paying 13. You want to know how much money he was getting in child support from the mama?
How much?
$15. $15. Like, if I'm lying, I'm flying. He said they told him that he would get $15 fucking dollars from the mama, and he was paying $1,300. This child support thing is just kind of fucked. But yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to go through that. I'm so glad. Like I think my lucky stars, and I think the people around me, for everything that they've done to make sure that I don't live that kind of life.
Right.
So, welcome to the show. This is Sarcasm Live. We're in the building. Chase is here. We've already been talking.
Yep. Talking is what we do. That's what a podcast is all about.
You can go to the website, which is geekscomraw.com. This is the Geek Scum Raw podcast. And also on the, you can also go to the Patreon. You can sign up for the Patreon. I'm going to really start talking about the Patreon a little bit now. And so you can go to the Patreon, and, you know, there's incentives. Now with COVID still being a thing, a lot of the painting things have been kind of on the back burner. So I'm just kind of stacking paintings, and I think I made contact, both Cam and Ron Block, and asked them, would they rather just me send them a shirt? Cause I finally got my fucking shirt today.
Oh yeah?
I finally got my second shirt. Now let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
I've already talked about this. I fucked up my address.
Yeah.
But when they sent the shirts, they sent them out at 2 separate times. But they sent them 2 different ways. So they sent one, it came through the regular ass post office. Once they contacted me and said the address was wrong, I corrected the address. The post office one came just fine. Uh-huh. But they sent another one UPS. And I don't know what the fuck happened with the UPS one. But that UPS one, it fucking, what the hell did I just do?
Does it seem different for me?
No, I did something where it popped out your video on the side. So like I have this here, but I don't know what just happened. But anyway, but whatever happened with the UPS shirt, the UPS said this ain't the right address. We gonna send this shit back. So I sent a message to them. I sent the email to Represent at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I told them, hey, I fucked this up. I messed up my address. They said they were gonna send the shit back to you. Are we cool? Y'all gonna send this out to me? And they told me that they would. And I still didn't get anything. I still didn't get anything, and I'm just kind of like, okay, so like, what am I supposed to do here? And like, I went back and forth with the email, and they said, we're gonna send it to you. When we get it back, we'll send it to you. And it was like 2 months for me to get the fucking shirt. And I finally like contacted them like a week or so ago. And asked them like, yo, I still ain't got my shirt. And they were like, let us look into it for you, blah, 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 whatever. And then I got my shirt today. So finally I got both of my shirts. So now I can actually say, I've received both of my shirts. So now I can offer this as a thing for the Patreon. Like I'll just fucking do, I'll just send some shirts instead of sending paintings because, with the paintings, I have to make those with my own hands. And like, you really want me to make these paintings with a mask and gloves on and all this other stuff. And then I got to make sure that I keep these shit safe for how long before they cure, and for me to, spray them down and get them out to you. And like, that's a whole lot right now in the era of COVID, especially when I work around people.
Right.
Yeah, but I know Ron Block is an EMT or something EMT related. So like, he's around a lot of people. So that probably doesn't bother Ron Block at all. I don't know how Cam feels about this. So I just been stacking, just like, okay, so these are all going to be stacked, and you just let me know what you want to do. And that's pretty much how it's been. But at the very least now I can do the thing with the shirts, because I can say, hey, if they send you the shirt, then you ain't got to worry about getting no fucking Rona from me.
Right.
So that I wanted to make sure that I actually received both of my shirts, and both of my shirts were good enough for me to put this here. Now I haven't actually taken it all the way out of the package it came in yet. So I haven't actually seen the shirt all the way. Now I will say I picked a color, and I picked 2 different blue shirts for the 2 different shirts. Mm-hmm. And I think I picked the wrong color blues, because the blue that's for the Scarcasm shirt is the blue that I wanted for the Nepo shirt. Okay. And vice versa. So I may have to order more shirts. Which, I mean, isn't bad for you.
No.
But I think I may have to order. I do know that I want a gray Nepo shirt. I know at the very least I want that one. I want a gray Nepo shirt, and I want, just kind of, get some stuff. I ain't getting no hoodie because I don't wear hoodies.
Right.
Do they have masks? Because, at the time when we was looking before, only the governor had his own masks.
Right. I didn't see them on there, but that could have changed. But if we wanted to make masks, we could just go to like something like Cafe Press. I know they do masks, but
yeah. I figured, keep it all in one place at this point.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I thought that was kind of cool. And then also when we talked in previous shows about me watching these versus artists going catalog battles against each other type thing. Mm-hmm. Somebody got the idea of making shirts and putting in those shirts for the versus battles are on Represent.
Nice.
At least a couple of them. I know I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, once you take them out, let me know what you think. If you need to change anything or anything,
I think I'm cool with it. I mean, no matter what, I'll be cool with it, and I'm gonna wear it because, like, it's fucking, it's the show. Like, yeah. So why would I feel anyway? Like, I finally did wash one of them, but I have not worn it since I washed it. And they said for the instructions, they said you should wash it inside out. And then don't put it in the dryer.
It said that?
That's what I saw.
I noticed that Aiden's Scarcasm shirt looks fine. The only one is like when I ordered the Gamers in Beta one back in the day, like the bird of the logo like went away some, but these haven't. So I don't know if they've got better with it or if they put the bird on there in a different way than they do just like plain text and colors.
Yeah. Might be something of that nature. I'm still waiting on the PTCAC logo you're supposed to work on for me.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, have the logo the same thing that you do on the YouTube videos.
Just like the picture?
Not the picture, but how the logo is over the picture.
Oh, the line, the different color lines?
Yeah.
I don't think that would be that bad. But see, here's the problem with doing it with the lines. You would have to have several different ones to account for the color of the shirt,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a horrible idea. But, brother kind of wanted something different. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then and then I also said that I was going to be looking for
How about it says PTAC in your handwriting?
You don't want nothing to be in my handwriting, bro. Nothing.
It doesn't look like a '90s alternative rock album cover.
My handwriting is disgustingly bad. Like my handwriting has never been good. Like I don't know. I think I've said this on the show before, but in Virginia, there's a test that you have to take. Mm-hmm. And they call it you have to pass it. You take this starting in middle school. And if you keep failing this shit and you get all the way to graduation and everything is right and you haven't passed this test, I don't know if it's still around because I ain't been in school in like 20 years. But it was called the LPT, the Literacy Passport Test or something like that they used to call it. Uh-huh. If you failed this test and you passed all of your classes and you got all the way to graduation and you didn't pass this test, you couldn't graduate. If you couldn't take this basic test that you should be able to pass when you're in the 6th grade. So I actually failed a test, one of the 3 tests. There's a math one. There's a reading and reading comprehension one. And then there's one where you have to write an essay. I failed the essay part because they couldn't fucking read it. Like literally I failed it. Well, see, here's the good thing about failing the test, though. All right, so this is something that all fat asses would enjoy. If you're a fat motherfucker, you would enjoy this shit. So, because I failed it, I had to take these after school classes. But the lady holding the after school classes always had like candy and soda and shit.
Mhm.
So like I didn't feel bad, like, you know, cause I was in the class with the people who failed the test, and you know, some of them actually failed the test for real. And I only failed the test because they couldn't fucking read it. So like, but like there's candy and there's soda that I didn't have to pay for. So that was fucking great for me as like, you know, fucking sixth grader. Like sixth grader is just like, yo, I'm going to fucking try a caramello today. I've never had a fucking caramello before, but she got fucking caramellos. So I'm going to try a fucking caramello today. Guys, you know, she always had all kinds of different kind of candy bars and shit like that. That was the first time I ever had $100,000. Have you ever, like, at no point in your life do you go, I'm going to buy a candy bar. Let me go ahead and get up on this $100,000. But you know what? Fuck it. She has candy bars. So let's get this one. Let's try this $100,000. You know what I mean? Let's try this caramello. It ain't got no nuts or nothing in it. Cause you know, like, you know, you know, if you want a good candy bar, you want like a Snickers, you know, because it got nuts and shit. But, I mean, unless you got a nut allergy. So like, you know, maybe you might want to get a Milky Way, but, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to try all kinds of shit that I've never had before. I think that was one of the first times I ever had strawberry soda. And like, I used to, until I got this fucking Beatus, like I used to love fucking strawberry Fanta. There was no better soda in the world, you know, other than fucking strawberry Fanta, except for maybe the pineapple, because the pineapple be jamming on some shit. But like, that was the first time I got to try it. And that's all because I failed this test because my handwriting was so bad they couldn't read the fucking test. That's how bad my handwriting is. My handwriting is so bad. Sometimes, motherfucker, I can't read it. I have to write constantly for my job. I have to write all the time.
You failed your handwriting test and then learned all the culture of the candy bar.
Yeah, basically, I learned about all kinds of shit, yo. But I learned about all kinds of candy, all kinds of soda, all kinds of shit just because I failed that test that year. But I'm at work, and you know, like I work for a moving company, and mostly what I do is I answer the phone and I do quotes and stuff like that. But you know, in order to do a quote, you got to write down everything that they're telling you, write down rooms and all that kind of stuff. And like, if I write something and if I'm on the phone and somebody else answers, somebody I already talked to, they have to go get my paperwork and try to interpret it in order to be able to relay this back to the customer that they're talking to. Do you know how many times a week someone comes to me and like, what the fuck is this? What did you write here? And most of the time I'm like, oh yeah, that says, you know, they had an elliptical, or, you know what I mean? Something weird like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, it's like, that's elliptical. That's not fucking elliptical. Like, that's the kind of shit that I get like all the time at work. That right there does not say elliptical.
So well, it was between the handwriting bad and you spelled it wrong. To those,
no, I spelled it right. It's just my handwriting is chicken scratch.
Okay.
I went to see, once I was in, I think I was in maybe, I think I was in high school, and one of my favorite teachers, my fifth grade teacher, she was probably one of the biggest influences in my life.
Uh-huh.
And she was probably one of the first actual black teachers I had ever had. So like there was a connection point there that like, and she kind of looked like my aunt. My dad used to say that you should look like your Aunt Beverly. That's the reason why you like her so much. But no, just like, you know, it's cool. You know, she was a cool lady. She's from, Massachusetts. She used to be you know, she was, you know, rest her soul. She died, years back, but, she used to be a radio DJ. And so like she had that kind of cool factor to her. She was up on the new music. You know, when Another Bad Creation came out, she had the tape, you know what I'm saying? Like shit was real with her. But like, so I went to see her. Because when I was in middle school, I finally started to hit honor roll. Now in elementary school, my grades were very bad. like very, very bad because I didn't feel like I was challenged at school. So I just didn't do the work. And also, you know, I kind of started failing because I wasn't doing the work on purpose. And you know, I failed third grade because I was using my mom's death as a reason to not do the work. Because I get to go to the lost group and then, you know, pretend to be sad and all of that kind of stuff, which was really fucked up for me as a young person. But I didn't understand what I was doing, mostly because I didn't really understand the death at the time. You know what I mean? Like I just knew that my mom wasn't here anymore, and like you know the funeral and all that other stuff. But like, I noticed that people were really nice to me after I started being in the lost group. So I just started playing that shit up and like deciding not to do work and stuff like that. But my grades were really terrible, like really terrible. Like I should not have got out of elementary school, but she knew that I was good enough, to pass. So she passed me anyway, even though my grades were not good enough to pass. Well, I went to go see her one day because she started working at a middle school that was near my house when I was in high school. So I went to go see her just to thank her for like believing in me enough that, you know, I started to believe in myself after fifth grade. You know, like I hit honor roll the first time in middle school because of what she told me, you know, that type of thing. Well, I went to see her. She wasn't there. So I wrote her a note. I wrote her a note because I was like, I ain't going to do this whole trip for nothing. So I went up there and I wrote her a note. I asked him for a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, and I wrote her a note. And then when I saw her again, and she was like, "You still got that same messed up handwriting." Like that was the first thing she said to me. "You still got that same messed up handwriting." Like my handwriting is trash. So bad. So you would never, ever, ever trust me to write anything for anything at all. The only thing that looks really decent is my signature because I thought I was going to be famous.
Huh.
I really thought that I was going to be a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Where do you think Scarfinger came from?
Yeah, that was going to be your
That was going to be my rap name, but like I made this up when I was in 10th grade, and like I didn't know that Scarface was a criminal. I never did the movie at that point. So I just thought people talked about Scarface, and like I have a scarred finger. Why don't I just call myself Scarfinger? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it seemed like logic to your boy. Like I have a scar that runs the entire length of my left index finger, which basically is my left trigger finger if you want to be gangster about it, because I'm left-handed.
right.
So why the fuck not? But yeah, I thought I was going to be famous. I thought I was going to be a rapper. But I told the story several times about why I don't rap, because I got my feelings hurt that one time, and I'll never put myself in that vulnerable position of performing a song in front of people ever again.
I thought you were saying you had a diss track made against you.
No, I didn't have a diss track. You don't know this story?
No.
I could have sworn I told this story before. Okay, so it may have been on the old show before you were around. So here goes.
All right.
When I was in 10th grade, I had the single of Dead Presidents by Jay-Z.
Okay.
It had the song Dead Presidents, which ended up not being the version that was on the album. He completely remade the fucking song for the album, which made me mad because I had memorized the single at that point. But it also had the instrumental. And I liked the song so much that I wrote a song to that instrumental.
Okay.
Now, it took me like 2 weeks to perfect my song. 2 fucking weeks to perfect this song. So I wrote it. And so I'm in the car. And at this time, at this time it was like me, my ex-wife, her best friend, and the best friend's boyfriend. You know, we weren't married at that time because, you know, we were kids. So this is like going into the 11th grade. This is like during the summer or whatever like that. So I wrote this song, and so we're all in the car just kind of chilling. I give them the tape and I tell them to play the instrumental. And by this time, of course, it takes me 2 weeks to fucking write this song. So it's memorized. So I perform my song in the car.
Okay.
And I feel great. Like for like the good I don't know, minute and a half, I was on cloud nine. I felt fucking great. I wrote a song. I performed the song. The ladies in the car seemed to like it. And then Lorenzo happened. So Lorenzo was like, rewind that. So they rewind the fucking instrumental and he spits the illest fucking freestyle I've ever heard in my life. And his shit was so much better than my song. It took me 2 fucking weeks to write that song. And he just said something off the top of his head that was much better than something that it took me 2 weeks to fucking write. And I have never performed a fucking song ever again after that. That shit hurt me, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like the more he said, the more my dreams of being a rapper just kept evaporating. Like that shit hurt me, bro, because I thought I was going to be a famous rapper.
Well, are there famous rappers that can't freestyle?
Yeah, but like other famous rappers that can't freestyle and probably write songs probably don't take 2 weeks to write a song.
Maybe it takes. It might take them 2 weeks to perfect the song.
Might take them 2 weeks to perfect a song, but yeah. It don't take 2 weeks to write a song that is not better than something that someone came off with out the top of their head. So, yep, that was the beginning and the end of my rap career.
And now that you told your story, I do remember that does ring a bell of remembering it. I don't remember how long it's been since you've told that story. So
yeah,
but yeah, you were talking about like teachers that like were a big influence on you. It reminded me of a teacher that I had in 7th grade. His name was Mr. Crutchfield, and he's the one that really like taught me how to like think more liberally, I guess. In 7th grade, so it kind of like made me who I am, my internal politics and stuff.
I mean, the thing about it is teachers have like such a huge role to play in young people's lives, and they can what they can do can really help a child, or they can really hurt a child. And I've had some teachers that were horrible, but because I've had some good ones, I can't hold that against the bad ones.
Right. And while you were talking, I was like, I haven't really thought of that name in like not forever, but so I just looked him up, and apparently he's now a principal in a school in Virginia, or at least as of 2016 when the article was written.
Where in Virginia? Does it say?
Cosette.
Cosette. That sounds familiar.
It was a school called Brownsville, I think, but it's an elementary school, so.
It's Crozet. I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Crozet. One moment, please.
All right.
Crozet is near Charlottesville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was the name of that place. There was a place where there was a mayor who, like, when they were talking about taking down the big Robert E. Lee statue here, there was a mayor that said, "We'll take it." You know what I mean? If y'all gonna take it down, we gonna take it. And then, like, when the fallout of that shit came down and he had to resign, I thought it might have been that. So he just resigned after that because he he resigned 2 days after offering it. Oh, that was Crew, Virginia, said that they would take that statue, and 2 days later he had to resign. They got him the fuck out of there.
Here's a thing that happened. I had a Christian shirt, and it had a Bible verse on the back. But he was like, I understand it is a Bible verse, and I know that it is a Bible verse, but you are a white kid wearing a shirt that says, like, one race under God. It's not a good look.
No, I mean, maybe not then, but, like, now that would be welcome. Like, it's like, if anything, it'll be more welcome than anything else.
Yeah, but that was like 1997. So. And then also, what really got me thinking about that is that when we talk about religion and stuff, he said he more subscribes to like what would be considered Islam, and then I was thinking, is Mr. Crushville a Black Hebrew Israelite?
Who's the brother?
Yeah.
Okay. He might have been a nation. He might have been a nation. You never know.
Yeah. But yeah, he was like a super chill, super good dude. So, but like when I was thinking about like my kid, like you're about to go in 7th grade, 7th grade is when you get the nickname that goes with you until you're freaking 40, or like whatever. 7th grade is like a big year, man.
I think so. I think seventh grade was my breakout year. Like when I really like, that time in your life where you really start becoming who you are.
Well, it's right in the middle of your entire school career.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, but like high school is when like all of your personality is like refined and you really find yourself. But I think I started to like understand me more in 7th grade, and like like when you stop having like wet dreams and stuff like that, it was around 7th grade for me. That's when all that shit stops, and you're just kind of like, okay, I'm okay now. All right, let's do this. But my voice didn't change until like 10th, like 9th or 10th grade, though.
Yeah, mine did change around 7th, but yeah, in high school is when you pretty much set everything that you're going to be from like your adulthood, like music taste and stuff. Like, it's not that, I mean, some people just stick to whatever they listened to back then, like an old man, but like, it's not that we don't seek out new music, but you still seek out music that you would have liked.
You found your groove
in high school. Yeah.
You find your groove and you just kind of stick with your groove.
Yeah.
At that point. I would say that there was a lot, but like I think that's when like around 7th, 8th grade is when like that's where the foundation of what you build your personality starts.
Yeah,
and that's what it was for me. I know a lot of people is different. A lot of people become a very, very different person in high school, but I think I had the benefit in middle school of going to a very, very small school.
Right.
Like it was like 250 students in the whole fucking school.
Huh.
So like I had that benefit of like having a small group of people that I'm around every day. And in the middle of that, we all just kind of found ourselves. But we were able to do that with the same group because there weren't that many of us. You know what I mean? And then I go to high school and there's 1,000 freshmen. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, fun times. Only 300 and so of us graduated, but there was 1,000 freshmen.
Nice.
All right, so we did all this talking and we ain't talked nothing about the show yet, like the actual show. But that's good. Like we actually have some shit to talk about. As far as what I've been playing, like I've mostly just been playing the same thing.
Division 2.
Yeah. And I'm putting up videos. Like there's so many fucking videos at this point. I'm at like 25 parts to this. Some of the parts are like I know one of the parts is like 3 hours because I forgot to cut it. So like one of the parts is like 3 fucking hours. You know how long this shit takes to upload? Like my upload speed is terrible. I think
more than 3 hours.
my upload is like 11. Like it's like my upload is really bad.
And Comcast needs to get up on their freaking upload game.
Well, they said that Comcast and other like places, they cut down on the uploads because of COVID and everybody being at home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's like the truth or my upload has always been trash.
Well, I've noticed some slowdown on my end during the quarantine and all that. So
yeah. But yeah, I've gotten all of those up, and like I'm releasing one of them like every day at like noon, and I think they right now I have enough episodes to go all the way through like Saturday or something like that. But yeah, I have like 20 something episodes, and some of them are relatively long. But it's it's been fun. I've been enjoying my time playing the game. I wish I was able to live stream it like I wanted to, but this is working perfectly fine for me. So yeah, I'm enjoying my time. Yeah, so I'm looking onto the Geeks Gone Right Universe page. Part 22 went up today, and that one's only 49 minutes, but one of these that's coming out is 3 hours. I can say that one of these is 3 hours because I didn't cut it. So that's coming. 3 hours worth of me and my cousin playing the Division. Whoop whoop.
Nice.
And I've been using that app that you gave me to, and I've changed. This is the second change that I've done to the thumbnails. So I've done that. Oh no, the 3 hour one is already up. Looks like the 3 hour one already up. It came out 5 days ago. That's episode. At first I was calling them days, like day 18. It's 3 hours and 25 minutes. And I knew that my computer was not good enough for me to cut it in pieces. I would have been fucking encoding forever. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. No one's really watching these. So let me just put it up. The only one that's really watching these videos is my cousin because he just wants to talk shit to me because pretty much through this whole thing, he carries me. Until recently, because I changed my build and I have a status effect build, and like I'm doing like all kinds of crazy like fire and bleed damage, and that's been really cool with one of the new gear sets. That's been really stupid cool, and but like all he does is like watch the videos and just like haha. Now I can see what you was really doing while I was carrying you. So, but that's been fun. I enjoy playing the game. Like I said, we're still working on what we're going to do next. And then like having the time, because, there's a lot of things happening around here, but having the time to do more things, would be nice. I did play some Rock Band with the fam. Here's the thing about Rock Band.
Okay.
So I got my daughter to start playing Rock Band drums, and that's been going pretty well. But her playing the drums made me want to really play Rock Band 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rock Band 4 has an adapter, and I can't remember how much I paid for this adapter, but it's an adapter that makes your 360 stuff actually work on your Xbox One. Your guitars and stuff like that work on your Xbox One. For some reason, that fucking thing stopped working. No one likes using Rock Band guitars, but now I have to use the Rock Band guitars that I got with the kit because I can't make anything else work, which fucking sucks. And like that thing sucks. And then the worst part about it is like even if I want to upgrade or like buy a new guitar or something like that, I can't really these days. These things, it's like super fucking expensive to buy something. Or if you can find some Rock Band stuff, you can't get it for less than hundreds of dollars.
Huh.
Which sucks because like what happens if my drums stop working? I can't play the fucking drums no more.
Right.
Which is fucking horrible, man. I really wish there was somewhere that I could go to buy some stuff if I need it. I know the Rock Band kit that I got for Christmas a couple years ago was like a couple $100. But like if I had to shell out another couple $100, I'm fine with a couple $100. I just don't want to pay $1,000. So, but yeah, I played some Rock Band, and that was stupid fun.
Is Rock Band on PC?
I believe there is a version that's on PC, and then like if you're like one of the people that like guitar stuff, there's another game that you can play while using like the 360 guitars. And there's a game I think it's called Clone Hero or something like that. And it's basically a Rock Band clone, and you can get music from somewhere and be able to play damn near anything.
Huh.
I never even heard of Clone Hero. Well, actually, I kind of heard of Clone Hero, but it wasn't until like February when my daughter was telling me she was watching YouTube videos and someone was playing Clone Hero, and that made her want to do the Rock Band thing for her birthday. But I hadn't used the shit since my birthday, so I didn't realize since her birthday, so I didn't know that none of this shit worked. Well, that adapter didn't work anymore because I hadn't used any of this shit since February.
Right.
But yeah, Rock Band is always fun. Um, and I think they have like an online now. So if anybody plays Rock Band, you can actually do online stuff again. I know I played online with Scott before and like all this kind of stuff. You know, Rock Band is stupid fun. And Scott, this is how I know. Like Scott, Scott turned into a white dude. Well, he became the white dude he's always been, I guess you would say. But so Scott sent me a thing today that says Metallica's S&M2 is coming out soon, which everyone knows I'm a big fan of the first S&M. I don't know how it was going to work without Michael Kamen, but okay. And then, but like the day that we played Rock Band online. Of course, I have one headphones, and I can't remember what we were playing. We were playing one of those white dude anthems, and like he was always an R&B cat to me. But let me tell you, when I guess the song was "Living on a Prayer" or something like that came on, I could hear him singing his ass off. I mean, singing his ass off. It was like, yo, I thought you were supposed to be the R&B cat. It was like he couldn't help it. He just couldn't help it. Like, can a white person be quiet during "Living on a Prayer"?
Well, I'm a different type of white dude, so I never really got too much into the power ballads.
Fuck that shit. If you put on "Living on a Prayer" right now, if you can stay quiet that whole song, you don't count anymore. You're not white.
Well, I don't even know the lyrics to "Living on a Prayer."
You know the lyrics. It's kind of like that thing, that South Park episode where Cartman started the Christian rock band, and he gave Token a bass, and Token was like, "I don't play bass." And he was like, "Trust me, you're black. You play bass." That's kind of like white people and "Living on a Prayer." Like you may not think you know the words, but you're white. You know the words to "Living on a Prayer." Trust me. I know you're all meddled out and stuff like that, but I guarantee you've heard this and like why do I know these words? That has happened to me on several occasions. Like, why do I know this song?
Well, anyway, me and Amber had a little game night, and she's kind of like my horror game person. I have all these horror games that like I've never finished because even though I could have finished them. Like Resident Evil 2. So I'm like, I kind of want to just like controller pass this with Amber because that's what we would do like when we first got together is like with like Silent Hill and stuff. So we played some Outlast and
I heard that was really scary.
It's a little unnerving, especially like most of the game you're like looking through it through like a video camera with night vision on. Because everything's dark, so you have to use the night vision to see. So, you just got jump scares and stuff. And
okay, is it Dead Space 1 kind of creepy?
It's more like there's something that can kill you, but you can't kill it type thing, and you're having to like
when you get to that one part of Dead Space 1 where you have that monster that keeps coming after you and you just got to run because nothing you have works on it.
Yeah, it's more like that, yeah. It's kind of like Resident Evil Nemesis, but Nemesis is the...
I don't know very much about Resident Evil. I played the first game, and then when I was shooting at people and they didn't die, I said, fuck this game. And I've never played a Resident Evil since.
But yeah, we did that, and I just get to where I hate it, but I can't like stay awake. And then, we have this thing to where like I get up with the kids, and she does most of the nighttime stuff. So we kind of have like a shift like that. So, but it also gets to where like I can't stay awake. You know what I mean? And used to, it was like, I can't stay awake for a movie, but I can play a game until like 1 a.m. But now I'm still like, I can't, I don't know. But
I'm getting old. I fall asleep on the couch like nightly. Like I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this YouTube video like I used to, and next thing I know, I started watching a series. Someone was playing RimWorld, and I was on episode 14. I started this at about midnight. The episodes are about 30 to 40 minutes.
yeah,
Right? So I started watching this episode. Next thing I knew, I was on episode 18 and it was 3:00 in the morning. This shit happens to me like nightly at this point. I'll fall asleep on the couch and then wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and then actually go to bed.
right.
But like I'm getting old. Like this shit is happening to me every night now.
But yeah. So yeah, we only played like an hour of that, and then we were trying to do it on different nights, and then there'll be some crazy shit that's going on with the kids and whatnot, and we just haven't. And but I did finish The Witcher 3 finally, like the main campaign. But it's kind of a thing to where like, oh man, why haven't I finished this yet? But it's like I like a lot of big games, and it's not that I just haven't been finishing a lot of games, and it's not that I'm not putting hours into these games. Like I was like, I haven't played Assassin's Creed Origins. Like it feels like I didn't put anything into it, and then I look on my time. I actually put 31 hours in that game. Outer Worlds, well, it doesn't show my time on Xbox, but was 38% on the achievements, which is, you know, most of the achievements, unless you're like digging for achievement stuff. That's about what you're going to get if you just finish the game. But like, so Witcher 3, I'm at 77 hours now, but I did start the first DLC after I was done. But I'm definitely a side quest dude. I like to do all the side quests in a certain area. Like I don't want to like, and plus I'm always scared that like I'm going to end up on like some like story mission and just not be prepared. So I'm always trying to prepare myself. And then like in The Witcher, like a lot of the side content is not just busy work. A lot of it is actually really good content. And like
Bloody Baron, yo.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Bloody Baron, but people talk about Bloody Baron when they talk about Witcher 3.
Yeah, that shit, like I thought it was like some badass boss or something. But that's a part of the main quest. And it's kind of like a side quest that goes into a main quest that you have to do. Anyway, they do that to where you'll have to continue a main quest. You have to do this other thing with this person, you know, and it all links together. But that shit, it wasn't like a big boss. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's just fucked up. I was like, so this is what everyone was talking about when they were like, Bloody Baron, dude. I was like, dude, this is fucked. But yeah, and then like Borderlands 3, I was like, man, I haven't done any Borderlands 3 hardly. I put 37 hours in Borderlands 3. That's a lot of hours into one game. And
I noticed last week. Let me tell you, I noticed last week that the Division 2 keeps track of each character and how long you've played each character.
that's kind of like that thing though. It was like there was a website dedicated to time. I think it was called timewastedondestiny.com, and you would go and it would be all your deleted characters, everything, all the hours that you ever put into it. And I think the time that I checked when I was checking it on Destiny 1 was like 500 hours. But then other people that were like really big Destiny people, they were that was just like fucking pennies, you know. They were like 1,700 hours. I was like, dude.
Yeah, I used to routinely get 200 plus hours out of NCAA football every year. Routinely, it wasn't even a problem. Like,
right.
Something that was like easy. Now, I've gotten to the point to where I've played Division 2 so much that they now measure each of my 4 characters in the amount of days.
versus hours.
Yeah, it's days now. And I just noticed this last week. I was like, "Holy shit!" This character I haven't used in months. Really, I was already spent 7 days worth of gameplay in this.
Like that's like 7 days not sleeping, not eating, just playing the game, like an entire week.
Yeah, and that was one of the characters that I don't use very often. Because one of the cool things that they did. They made it easier for you to get exotic pieces now. So now every week, every Tuesday, you kind of go to each one of your characters and go try to unlock that box so you can get a new exotic piece. So that's why I've been going back to old characters that I haven't used in a while, because now I can get all these exotic pieces and then put it into my stash and then pick it up with one of the characters that I actually play with.
Right.
But you said we talked the other day. You said that you might get on for a little bit.
Oh yeah, because I got gold again, and that goes into the next thing. The reason I got gold is because I saw Ultimate for $1, and I guess Xbox is just being like, because I've done this $1 Ultimate thing like 3 times. I guess they just want subscribers. They're like, oh, you did this before. But, you know, like the Spotify thing, if you already got the new subscriber for 3 months, you're not going to get it again, even though you canceled. You know what I mean? But Xbox, they say, fuck it. Yeah. So I got another. And the reason I did the Ultimate is so I can have gold, because I installed Halo the Master Chief Collection on my PC. And I was like, you know, the reason that, because me and Aiden were going through Combat Evolved, and the reason we never finished it is because I have 2 different rechargeable batteries, and one of them is from an Energizer branded charging station, which I still use, and that's my good battery because it will actually fit on the charging station. The other battery was a Nyko one, and it doesn't fit quite on the charging station, and so it doesn't. I don't really get to charge it because I don't really have any way to charge it other than just plugging it into something, and fuck that. But
exactly. I have 2. I have a charging station that came with 2 batteries, and one of my controllers is kind of messed up, so I never actually use it. So basically, what I do is I just charge it. If that battery runs out, then I just switch the batteries and put it into the other controller, put it back on the little charging station.
Yeah, that's what I would do if it was just. But in this situation, it was to be the play split screen Halo, and I can't do that if one of the, like, this controller has the battery. It's plugged in right here to use on my PC. It's not charging because it's plugged into the controller. I have to actually plug it into the battery to charge it. So, and I mean, I did that one time so we could play, but the reason for all of this is that I was like, well, I'll just put it on the PC, and he can play on the Xbox, and then I would not have to have a charging controller because I just play on the PC. And so I got the. Can
you play? Is it crossplay?
Well, here's the thing. I got the gold because at first I went and tried to go in the multiplayer, and it was like, you can't. I was like, fuck. I'm so used to PC, I completely forgot that you can't. It completely mind farted that you can't play online without gold. So I got the Ultimate, got it all set up, and it was like, you can't do this because it's on a different platform. I was like, fuck. So, and then another thing, I was like, I'm not shitting on Xbox, but they need to really, like, go one way or the other. You know what I mean?
It should be simple for Xbox.
Right. Like,
they own both of the main platforms that you would do crossplay with. Why does this not work?
Because the thing is, you never know what's crossplay and what's not unless you look it up online to find a list somewhere. But because they're always harping on this play anywhere, all this stuff and being together and stuff. But then some things is, some things isn't. And the thing that I thought would be, which is Halo, isn't. But then something I would have never thought would be, which is, I saw that Deep Rock Galactic was crossplay between PC and Xbox. And I didn't even know that was on Xbox. So, like,
I seen it. I've seen an ad for it.
Right. So why is that crossplay but Halo isn't? And then some people would be like, well, it's the mouse and keyboard thing. But like, didn't Call of Duty like fix that to where like it has crossplay, but if you're on a PC and you want to play with console people, it will know that you're using mouse and keyboard and say, "Yo, use a controller." Like,
I don't know. I would guess they would do something like that.
Well, I mean, it does. That's how they combat that. Is that if you're playing with console people, it will detect it if you're using a controller and you have to use a controller.
Okay.
But then the other thing, all the newer Gears are all crossplay because I played Gears 5 Horde when it first came out, crossplay, but then Master Chief Collection isn't. So like it's a thing to where like I wish they were more transparent on what is crossplay and what's not, you know. So because that really sucked. The whole reason I got gold is to play Halo with Aiden. I was like, well, since I got it for a month, we might as well play some Division. And then I was like, fuck that. Why play Division? We need to fucking finish Gears 2, man. It's been like 2 years and we still haven't finished that.
No, we haven't. You're right.
But
I'm down. You just gotta let me know when so I can set up the time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And of course I'm still doing my my ESO stuff, but that's just ESO stuff.
Yeah. You're with ESO like I am with the Division. So
yeah.
We're kind of locked into our ecosystems at this point.
Right.
I find it very weird to be outside of this. Like, I don't know how I'm going to play another shooter. Like, it's like, I'm so used to this one, and it's been like, the moment I pick up another shooter, it's going to be like, this isn't how Division is. Right? It's this way. You fuckers. Even though sometime soon I'm probably going to start Ghost Recon.
I did play a free-to-play game with the dudes from Bad Father Figures called something Spacemen. What was it called? Irresponsible Spacemen or something like that. It don't matter. The game was shit. Matt completely like just backed out of the game, didn't tell nobody. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing Destiny now," and we're like, we didn't even know he was gone. He's like, "Fuck this shit."
Makes sense. I'm with him there. Like, if this shit suck, this shit suck. I have I started. I've only watched the first movie, but my daughter and I started watching the Marvel movies again. I think I talked about that last time. But you know, like there's been a lot of stuff in the way, so we haven't actually watched like the second one, which is Iron Man 2. Right. So that's probably going to happen soon, maybe even after this show. I don't know. But let me tell you about...
Well, if it's slowing down at Iron Man 2, it's going to really slow down when you start getting into the Thors and stuff.
No, it's not like it's slowing down. I think it's just life. It gets in the way, and like you got so much to do, and then you know I got to go to work and all this other stuff. So life's kind of in the way. And I still want to do that show idea. But we did exchange the music. I listened to what she wanted me to listen to, and she never listened to the full thing of what I wanted her to listen to. So like she let me listen to this K-pop mess, and she didn't even listen to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Who doesn't want to listen to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill? She's like, I made it about halfway. It was like, no, you need to listen to that whole fucking shit. But I listened to the K-pop album, and it's not bad. It's just not very good. Well, first of all, because I didn't want to look up translations. I wanted to go by how it sounds and you know how the music felt. So it doesn't sound bad. A lot of the 808s are like Fisher Price, my first 808s. But it's not bad. And I have a lot that I would like to say about it, but I'm saving that for if we finally do something with this, because I think that could be a fun show to do. And like we need to get into starting to do stuff like that with this show. I'm gonna tell you a TV show to watch, because I watch this TV show now. I'm watching all of this. I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm watching Blind Spot. Blind Spot has one more episode before the whole thing is done. But my girl started watching this show what's it called? Dr. Foster. Yo, this shit crazy. Now it's a British show. It's from the UK. But it has 2 seasons on Netflix. Both seasons are 5 episodes. So it's an easy binge. Easy binge. We've been through the first season. I some of it I missed out on, but let me tell you, the show is about this doctor lady who finds out her husband is cheating on her. And then the whole shit gets messy as fuck. And she, her included, she is the most messy motherfucker ever. But like I don't want to say nothing else, but watch that shit. It's 5 fucking episodes in the season that I watched. Bruh. It starts off one way, but the further you get into the season, you're like, yo, this chick is messy. Like the messiest. And like we just started season 2 and it's gotten more messy because somebody else is being messy too. Like it's crazy. But yeah, it's good. It's good. You should watch it. It's called Dr. Foster.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else that I've watched outside of YouTube stuff. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. But we need to. Okay, so here's what I think we should do. We should do a poll of something that we should watch. Now we're going to do a poll, and it's going to be 2 entries from each of us.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go to the website, and I'm going to look and see if any of the stuff that Jaybird told us to watch is still there. That Jaybird told the show to watch is still there, and I'll add one of those to the poll if it's available to watch. If it's on Netflix, then I can add it. If it's not on Netflix, then I'm not going to add it. If anybody has anything that they want us to watch, then we can add that to the poll. We're going to do a poll, and then we're going to do this once a month for the show. I mean, technically we could do it every 2 weeks, but in 2 weeks we're going to be closing in on August. So. Right. So after August is over with, then we might actually be able to do this every 2 weeks because, we have 2 weeks to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, let the people know that during August we are going to go back to a every week rotation just so we can get more guests in.
Just for August.
Yeah.
So we're going to do August again. If you want to be a part of August, just send a message to one of us. More than likely, it's probably better to send it to Chase. We're also going to put it up in the Discord. Like putting it up in the Discord last time got all of this shit filled up really fast.
That was last time though, but Discord has been really barren.
Yeah, Discord has been really, really barren, except for my man Matt, Wormhole Matt. He is keeping his alive. Like he is single-handedly keeping his Discord alive, bruh. And he is doing that. He is doing that all on his own. He is talking in all of the different little rooms. Like he is keeping his shit alive. He's changing a whole bunch of stuff. Added a fucking kids section. Like he has done a whole lot. But he like almost all of the other Discords I belong to are dead, like dead, and there's nothing much happening. But yeah, shout out to Matt. He's single-handedly keeping his own Discord alive. And I think it's kind of cool that like he wants this bad enough that he's taking one for the team. It's just like, yo, I'm gonna keep y'all in here. I'm gonna keep talking. Whether or not y'all respond, I'm gonna keep talking. I don't give a fuck. He be talking about some of the games he be playing, and I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. I don't really have nothing to say, so I'm just gonna keep it moving right now. But he's still out there. Shout out to Matt.
Yeah, man.
All right. So are we done here?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to. Yeah. You know what? For the next show, they just put out that movie on Netflix. What is that shit called? The Charlize Theron movie with the some sort of action movie What's that shit called?
I'm not sure.
The Old Guard.
The Old Guard.
Yes, we are watching The Old Guard for the show. So before the next show, we're going to watch The Old Guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before the next show or before the next after August show?
No, because the next show is when? The next show is the 27th.
Okay.
So we got time. You know, it's a little bit less than 2 weeks because we're recording this on Wednesday instead of Monday. But yeah, we're watching The Old Guard for the show.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about it. So like, we're not going to do a thing for that. I know that just came out and it looked interesting. So, we will just kind of roll with that. I forgot. I started watching Ozark. I'm only watched like the first episode, I think. I think I just watched the first episode. That shit is crazy. That shit is the craziest. I can't remember. I know that I watched maybe an episode or two, during the weekend, but I started Ozark and that shit's crazy. But like me and my girl both started like leaning towards Dr. Foster because that bitch messy as fuck. So yeah. But like, you know, it's only 5 episodes. So like we already in past episode 2 of the second season. So like we got 3 more episodes left of this whole shit. So like we'll be all right. To go back to Ozark, but all right. So I think that's it. Thank you everybody, for checking us out. If you have any suggestions on what we should, watch or what we should play, do that. We'll do Netflix for things to watch because we both have Netflix. And as of right now, you have Game Pass. So if you want us to play something, it has to be on Game Pass.
Okay. I also have Prime. Do you have Prime?
I have Prime.
Okay.
But Prime is terrible.
I mean,
I got all of it. I got Disney. I got Prime. I got fucking YouTube. Oh, did you see that they're putting Cobra Kai? Cobra Kai, the next season of Cobra Kai is going to be on Netflix. So that means at some point, the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai are going to Netflix.
that's cool.
YouTube is getting rid of scripted series.
They're probably saying that they had really good series, but then nobody was watching them, or at least a very niche audience was watching them that actually had YouTube Premium. So they were like, let's just send these somewhere else.
Yeah, because that other show that I was watching about the time travel stuff, that show, they said they weren't coming back because they weren't coming back to YouTube. I think YouTube was just kind of like, nah, we good. And that show was really good, and I wanted to see what happened after that.
Well, a lot of shows are on a little hiatus because of COVID, but
right now, Whatchamacallit's coming out soon. A new season of Lucifer.
Yeah, but that was also one of the ones that was like kind of on hiatus because of COVID.
Yeah.
So, and then Stranger Things as well.
Still never seen the 1 second of Stranger Things. I know that makes me a horrible fucking person. Even my coworker, loves Stranger Things. Like, he loves it. And I'm like, I still ain't watched it. He's like, why don't you just watch it so we can talk about it? All right. So I think that's everything for the show. Again, thank you to everybody. We appreciate y'all. And like, if you have any suggestions, like I said, Netflix or Prime. And then, for anything we should watch, and in Game Pass for if you want us to try a game to make it easy.
Yeah.
You know, easy for everybody. If we keep it to the subscription services where we can get these things done.
Cool, man.
All right. Well, thank you again. And we'll be back in your ear holes in 2 weeks. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Later.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.